Welcome back, Paul Catalina and Pierre Newsham, Fox 9 Minneapolis with us. And Pierre, I know that they're happy with Sam Darnold in Minnesota, but could you see them making a trade for another quarterback in case to maybe, because they really got to like what they have going on, but J.J. McCarthy's not going to play this year, so they've already lost one quarterback. Could you see them maybe making a minor move for a quarterback?
You mean like a Matt Stafford, perhaps?
I would say that he would displace Sam Darnold, but yeah.
That was the rumor that was floating around earlier this week and last week. But it's a good question. I don't think if it was a minor move, I don't think so, because I think they're fine with Nick Mullins as their backup quarterback. I think they're comfortable with Nick Mullins as their backup. But in terms of Sam Darnold, what he brings, it's an interesting conundrum because he's only on a 1-year deal. And with J.J. McCarthy coming off of injury, how comfortable do you really feel next season turning the keys to the car over to J.J. McCarthy without any proof really of NFL football under his belt, and to just go into the season assuming that he's going to be your starter would make me a little nervous. I'm not going to lie. So the question is like, well, do you try to find a way to extend Sam Darnold now on a short-term lucrative deal, or do you let him walk for nothing? I think the Vikings are in a little bit of a conundrum with that right now, Paul. There's no doubt about it, because I would have to think if a guy like Matt Stafford was on the table, there's no question it's an upgrade to the position. I think it wowould vault you into another category by getting Matthew Stafford and supplanting Sam Darnold, even though Sam Darnold has played well this year. But I think the jury for me, my group of 12 is still out on Sam Darnold. We're only halfway through the season, and he's played well. I'll give him credit, but I'm waiting for the other shoe to drop. If it doesn't, great. I'm happy to be proven wrong, but I think that's something the Vikings should at least kick the tires on, just to see what's out there.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Like, the Rams appear to be sellers. Like, they might, trade Cooper Kupp and all that. And you gotta strike while the iron's hot. Like, it wouldn't surprise me at all to see like Darnold just straight up go to the Rams, just so they can have him for the year, and then Stafford be part of that with some draft pick kickers.
Same offense. I mean, it's the same. It's essentially the same offense going from Minnesota to LA and vice versa, with Kevin O'Connell and Sean McVay being part of the same tree. So, and yeah, if that were to be the case, if Matthew Stafford were to be the guy, I would have to imagine Sam Darnold is going back in that trade. But the problem for Minnesota is, in terms of draft capital, they are very, very limited. If you look ahead to next year, they only have 1 first-round pick and 2 fifth-round picks. That's it. They've only got 3 total picks in the upcoming draft, so they don't have a lot of draft capital in terms to use as part of ammunition in any type of trade this year.
Yeah, and I also I don't expect that, like, things are going well, so I doubt they upset the apple cart. Like,
that's how I feel as well. How I feel as well. And in all likelihood, in terms of the quarterback specifically, I don't anticipate anything happening with Minnesota.
Like, unless they can, I mean, they've got wide receivers. They got TJ Hawkinson will be coming back. Mundy has played really well, so the running backs are working out for them. Like, they don't need to do anything there. Defense is good. So, like, what are you, like, if you could maybe, add a player on defense, I would see maybe that happening.
I'm glad you brought that up, because I have that actually in mind as we continue to go along. You asked me what trades would I like, and I have a couple in mind for sure.
All right, go ahead.
Well, the one that not just the Vikings, but because let's be honest, I mean, even though the people down in Miami don't believe their season is over, let me tell you, Paul, their season is finished. The Miami Dolphins are finished for the 2024 season. It is over. It's over. I don't care that Tua's coming back. This team is not going to make the playoffs. At best, this team might finish 9-8 and probably be on the outside looking in. The season is over. So, in my opinion, because the season is over for the Miami Dolphins, if I'm the Ravens, especially the Ravens, but if I'm the Ravens, if I'm the Vikings, if I'm maybe Tampa Bay, I would pick up the phone and call Chris Greer and say, are you willing to give us Jalen Ramsey? And for what? What is the price on Jalen Ramsey? Because I think that would be a big get for not just Minnesota, but for Baltimore as well, who has struggled to defend the pass this year. But Minnesota, I think they've got they got the veteran corners on the 1-year deals, not Byron Murphy, but the Shaq Griffin, Stephon Gilmore. Why not bring in a guy like Jalen Ramsey, who's having a phenomenal season for them right now? Again, the guy is as advertised. So that's a name I would call about. I don't think the Dolphins would do it, but that's a name I would call.
Yeah, I don't think they'll do it either. I think he loves being there. I don't think it matters if he wins a Super Bowl at this point. I think he loves being in Miami. I don't know if he was a Miami guy. Is he from Miami? Is he from that area?
I don't remember. I don't think he's from Miami. I mean, obviously you and I both recall his days at Florida State, but I don't think he's originally a Miami high school.
I'll tell you where he's from.
I don't think so.
He's from Tennessee. He's from Tennessee.
Yeah.
He's from Smyrna, Tennessee. He's from Nashville. So, no, I think he pretty much loves living there. I think it fits his vibe. So, yeah.
I know how he feels. It's my vibe just nice as well.
Yeah. Okay, what's your other one?
Well, there's another quick one that I want to get out of the way real quick. And this is another one. The Raiders will not trade Max Crosby. I think the Raiders would be insane to trade him.
He's also said he doesn't want to go anywhere.
Right. But the obvious thing for me that no longer seems to exist with Aiden Hutchinson out of the picture here for the Lions for the rest of the year, Max Crosby and Hassan Reddick were two names that would seem to, maybe the Lions should take a look at both of these guys. Reddick's got the new deal. Max Crosby, why on earth would you trade Max Crosby? That feels like that's out of the picture. Yeah, for me, the number one options for me, you said his name a moment ago, Cooper Kupp, Deontay Johnson, and up until last week, I would have also said, dear God, get George Pickens out of Pittsburgh, please, for the love of God. He's being wasted out there in Pittsburgh, but maybe they've got a nice repertoire starting to build now that Russell Wilson is a starter.
I would say that Deontay Johnson, they already traded away from Pittsburgh, so he's not going back there.
No, but the team that I'm targeting for those three guys, I think Jaden Daniels needs another weapon outside of Terry McLaurin. I mean, when you look at the depth, especially a wide receiver for Washington, I think, like you said, strike while the iron's hot. The Commanders are in a position right now to try to win this division and perhaps do some damage in the postseason if Jaden Daniels is healthy. And I think they're going to need another wide receiver to do it. And why not target a guy like Cooper Kupp or Deontay Johnson? I mean, both of those teams, the Rams and the Panthers, their season are swirling around the toilet bowl right now. There's no reason to hang on to these guys if you don't have to. So another wide receiver target for Jaden Daniels would be my number one thing in terms of what I would like to see in terms of a trade happen in the NFL.
Yeah. I think Cooper Kupp to the Commanders makes a ton of sense.
Yep.
I think he'd do really well in Cliff Kingsbury's offense. I think that Deontay Johnson Cooper Kupp makes a lot of sense to the Steelers to me too, although that offense is a lot different. They need something else there in that part of it. If I were them also, I would go hunting on the lower end of who are rookies that just don't fit where they are? Not rookies, but guys 2-3 years just don't fit where they are. Let's see what they can do. I don't know. I don't think anybody knows how severely Treylon Burks is hurt in Tennessee, but he's someone who needs to be in a different offense. And maybe since Arthur Smith was the offensive coordinator, I think he was. No, he wasn't. But they could that maybe works. Just take a flyer on that. We'll see. I don't know. I think people need to look at because the Jaguars are probably going to be at least sellers a little bit. Christian Kirk is a guy that would help a lot of teams.
Yeah,
a lot of teams. Agree. Yeah, a lot of teams. He would be one I think would be also very good for the Commanders to go out and get. And then Travis Etienne, who appears to have been kind of supplanted there, and get him to a team where he could help. I think that would be a great pickup for the Cowboys. But, they've got this plan to try to roll over their cap savings because of this dead money and all of that, and they just don't do these things. They just don't.
No, actually, Travis Etienne is a very, very interesting name because heading into the season, I thought he was primed for a big year, and it just hasn't worked out that way. I mean, Tank Bigsby has stolen carries from him. I think he's a guy that probably could benefit from a new environment. I think I would agree with you there. Whether it's Dallas, whether it's, I'm trying to think of another team that could use another running back that's in the picture right now. I don't know. Part of me thinks that if Arizona is a fascinating team because with the way the division is right now, they've got talent. And I don't know, they're a team that I think could go either way. I mean, would they be buyers for, another running back to get James Conner a little bit of a break? Perhaps. I don't know if Travis Etienne is that guy for them, but Arizona might be another team that has talent that I'm looking at in terms of, if they win in Miami and go to 4-4, and suddenly they're like, we have a shot at this thing.
Yeah, I think they should. The teams should look at the Chiefs and go, you know what? Every year the Chiefs make a move to help Patrick Mahomes, and we should probably do that because they're making moves and they don't it doesn't matter who they bring in. They went and got DeAndre Hopkins, and I know that he's, on the way down. He's still very effective, but you're going to put him in an offense with the best quarterback in the league who's had all his Rasheed Rice is hurt, and Juju Smith-Schuster's hurt. All these guys are hurt. Hopkins going in there, my gosh, it's going to work. It's going to work there because that's what he does. He just makes it work. This is a dude who won the Super Bowl without Tyreek Hill, who's one of the best in the league. They traded him. They won 2 without him.
Yeah.
I mean, what is going on?
Well, it's funny, too, because Patrick Mahomes is playing very mediocre football right now this season. And got more interceptions than touchdowns through, what are we? We're about to be at week 8. And that's kind of it's not – I wouldn't say you're concerned about that because he still is Patrick Mahomes after all, and Andy Reid is still the head coach. But at the same time, it's like, well, what's not working here? I mean, 8 interceptions to 6 touchdowns for Patrick Mahomes through 7 weeks of the season. That would absolutely catch my attention and make me think to myself, well, what do we need to do here to kind of reverse those numbers?
Yeah. All right, I'm going to throw one out there for you. You mentioned Deontay Johnson. Johnson to the Chargers. That gives you Johnson, Johnston, and McConkey in there. And to me, I mean, Justin Herbert's too good not to have wide receivers like that.
What a law firm.
Yeah.
Johnson, and McConkey. I mean, that absolutely, if that didn't sound like a law firm like I've heard of in the past before, but you're absolutely right because the Chargers, you let Mike Williams go, you trade Keenan Allen. And Ladd McConkey was a guy that I thought coming into the season, I thought had a real chance to perhaps be in the AFC's offensive rookie of the year with the way that I thought the Chargers were going to use him. And that hasn't been the case. Yeah, Chargers absolutely is another team. Much like Washington, I think the Chargers are absolutely a team that could use another weapon or wide receiver. I think that would be a great trade for them.
Yeah. ESPN.com, by the way, suggests that the Dolphins target Bryce Young.
No, thank you. No, I'm good. No, thank you. That's actually really stupid. No, no. The guy can't play. You've seen him. He can't play. I'm usually one that is not. I don't abide by the fast food mentality that people have, especially when it comes to professional sports. I'm okay with guys letting them sit and getting seasoned a little bit and not giving up on somebody right away. But have you seen Bryce Young play in the NFL?
Yes.
What on earth would lead you to believe that there's still something there that can be untapped and unlocked? I would much rather roll the dice with Trey Lance, to be honest with you. I'd much rather try to take a chance with Trey Lance than Bryce Young at this point.
Yeah, I wish that would get done. He's going to be a free agent in the offseason, and we'll have, for a 4th-round pick, done absolutely nothing to help the Cowboys win anything.
Yeah.
And $5 million a year.
Yeah, I'm sitting here saying, it's not that I would expect him to come in and do anything right away either, because to me, especially, I understand it's a different situation with him in Dallas because Dak Prescott is the guy. But at some point, talent has to win out, no matter the position. And if he was good enough to win out at some place, wherever it might be, he would have won out by now. And I haven't seen that yet. We haven't seen him take the football field in 2 years?
Yeah.
So it's not like I'm sitting here saying that, oh, I think if he just went to Miami or if he just went to someplace else, then all of a sudden we're unlocking Trey Lance. I don't feel that way. I would just rather roll the dice with him than with Bryce Young.